The film begins with Uthafal, Pandian, a retired police officer comfortably living in the hustle and bustle of Kodambakkam, Chennai. He lives a simple life alongside his wife, Vijay, and their son, Arjan. Incidentally, Arjan followed in his father's footsteps and became deputy commissioner of police. He married Sweta and together they have an adorable child named Rithu. Muthu always assured his family to prioritize honesty in every aspect of life because Muthu had the principle that honesty would always bring them safety and goodness. The funny thing is, for a guy who used to be a police officer, Muthu is extremely naive. To this end, he often becomes the butt of jokes, especially from his nosy neighbor, Valt, who enjoys teasing him. Even though he was often the target of bullying, Muthu never got angry because he didn't want to fight anyone. On the other hand, Arjan is very busy in eliminating the evil group that is stealing the idols of the Lord and selling them abroad. The big boss of this group is Varman. He is the type of person who will cook for his people if they screw up. So after his crew stole a few statues from a temple, they hid them for later transport. Female officers tell Arjan that they have kidnapped Arjan's father and threaten to kill his father if Arjan refuses to give them the statues. When Sinu tried to call his men who kidnapped Muthu was unexpectedly the one to pick up the phone because all of Sinu's men had been defeated by him. Arjan tells Sinu that if his father finds out that his family is threatened, he will take action. Fast forward a bit, Arjan actually interrogates Sinu, getting all the interesting details about Varman and the game. After getting what he needed, he let Sinu go and gathered his team to capture Varman. But as they got closer, Arjan went silent on the radio. He's gone. Even his phone is dead. Hearing this, Muthu ran to see the police chief. The commissioner noticed Muthu's anxiety and ordered everyone to drop everything and find Arjan. The next day, while Muthu was planning his revenge, Vimal again tried to bother him. But this time, Muthu did not hear. He shows Vimal his true self until he agrees to take Muthu to Sinu's house. While his family relaxes at the Dandapani clinic, Muthu travels with Vimal to Mandya to meet an old friend, Narasimha. Now, Narasimha may have a past as an ex-convict, but he is grateful to Muthu for helping him turn his life around. Learning of Muthu's problems with Varman, Narasimha seeks help from her crew. On the other hand, Varman and his accomplices knew where Muthu's family was hiding and barged into the clinic. Varman had a video call with Muthu so that Muthu could witness with his own eyes the moment he killed Muthu's family. But Muthu has a card in his hand. He shows the stolen statues and says he knows everything about Varman's smuggling routes. Varman, becoming nervous, tried to reach an agreement. But Muthu refused to negotiate if Varman did not receive 10 rupees from the family. Muthu then went to pick up his family from Dandapani clinic. Turns out Muthu had backup. He called Norris and the men who happened to be snipers. They are all ready to protect Muthu's family. When the Comdev team tries anything, these snipers don't mess around. They even eliminated those who tried to escape. One of the Comdev approached Muthu hoping it would harm him, but Muthu did not. He dropped it right in front of Vijay and Sweta. They were shocked to see this side of Muthu. They always thought he was just a kind old man. The next day, Comdivs learned that his entire team had been destroyed. He was stunned when he discovered his target was Muthu. He criticized Varman for not warning him. He has known Muthu for a long time. This guy is a legendary retired cop, respected by lawyers and bad guys alike. He is the worst warden of Tihar jail, nicknamed Tiger Muthu Pandian. The story is then subject to a flashback. About 15 years ago, Kamdev was detained in Tihar jail. This place is bad news, filled with the cruelest criminals. But even these tough guys fear Muthu. As a prison guard, he is very cruel. In the current situation, Kamdev informed Varman that he was not suitable for Muthu and should stop. But Muthu did not wait. He shows up at Varman's house, ready for a confrontation. Then the gangsters turned to Muthu. While Varman was shocked because he had no idea that Muthu had so much power over Sikandar Singh and his men. But as soon as Muthu had everything under control, Varman quickly rushed forward. He called Muthu and showed him the video of his son, Arjan, who he thought was dead. Varman took Arjan hostage and used him as a bargaining chip. Varman reaches an agreement. Muthu must steal this super precious crown from a temple in Andhra Pradesh. Off Muthu goes to check out the place and discovers that crown security is no joke and only a few VIPs have access. One such VIP is royal actor Blast Mohan. And Muthu figures that Blast Mohan isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, making him the perfect target for their plan. Muthu obtained all the necessary information and called Varman. He asks for 3 months to tear off the old crown to save Arjan. Varman agrees, but he will ask his men, Donraj and Pioneer, to keep an eye on Muthu's every step of the way. Over the next few months, Muthu found out everything about Mohan's outbursts. Meanwhile, Muthu flies to Mumbai to meet his old friend Matthew. It turns out, Matthew is a big figure in the criminal underworld, but he's happy to see Muthu and says he'd drop everything and run to Muthu if anyone asked. Matthew agreed, letting Muthu choose the weapon he wanted for the crown robbery. With guns in hand, Muthu and his team began preparations in earnest, thinking they might encounter a gunfight if the police discovered their plan. Meanwhile, Mohan is busy filming the fake movie that Muthu has staged. In this one, Mohan's plane, this thief is trying to exchange the real crown for the fake one in the temple. After Mohan finished filming the scene, Muthu, who recorded the scene, then sent the video recording to the Central Bureau of Investigation, or CBI, which then interrogated Mohan at his home. The CBI officer spoke to Mohan, who tried to clear the air. He said this was just a scene in a movie, not a real robbery. But the officer decided to take the crown to Pune to check if it was real or not. If this is untrue, Mohan will be in big trouble and will be placed under house arrest. The next day, the wreath was moved under tight police guard. On the way, Muthu's group ambushed the police. There was a wild shooting. He then took the crown and gave it to Thonraj and Pioneer, who gave it to Varman. Muthu then calls Varman to tell him he has the crown and reminds him to free Arjan. Varman agreed, but the big battle was just an act. Jafar and his group are working with Muthu to deceive Varman. The crown that Donraj and Pioneer brought to Varman was fake. The real one has been moved to a safe location. Donraj and Pioneer go to Varman's secret place and give him the crown. But Arjan is not really a captive. He has been working with Varman all this time to plan the theft of the crown. He enticed his father, Muthu, knowing that he had the means to enter the crown. Varman agrees to split the crown's profits 50-50 with Arjan, who does everything for money, even cheating on his father. Muthu has a hidden camera in his crown. He recorded their entire conversation. Muthu was devastated to learn that his son, whom he loved, had stabbed him in the back. Arjan even harms Muthu for money. All Muthu could do was laugh and cry at this betrayal. The next day, Varman let Arjan go as promised. Meanwhile, Varman realized that the crown he won was useless. Angry, he eliminates Thonraj. Pioneer, seeing this madness, took the easy way out and ended his life. Varman then gave the wicket to Arjan. They are played by Muthu, who even installs a hidden camera in the fake crown. Arjan panics because he thinks Muthu knows everything. To protect himself, he asked Varman to kidnap his family. Varman tells Arjan that he has sent henchmen to capture Arjan's family and move the precious statues. But he is done working with Arjan and is planning to get rid of him. At that time, Muthu, along with Kandev, Vimal, and friends, rushed into Varman's house. While Muthu destroyed Varman's gang, Arjan hid, afraid of confronting his father. Muthu also asked Matthew to stop all of Varman's shady dealings. Despite everything, Varman still had enough courage to warn Muthu that his gang was seeking revenge, but Muthu did not do so. He defeated Varman and ended his reign forever. Muthu then let Arjan explain. Arjan admits he made a big mistake motivated by greed. While Muthu is ready to forgive, he wants Arjan to surrender. But the proud Arjan cannot bear the idea of ruining his image. He even thought of getting rid of his father, the only family member who knew his secret. But Muthu was one step ahead, signaling Narasim as the sniper to eliminate Arjan. With a heavy heart, he walked away. History teaches us that no matter what, we must always stand up for truth and justice, even if it means going against our own parents when they are wrong. And the movie ends here. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed this film recap and want more, subscribe now, like, and share captivating stories with your friends. Tell me which movie you'd like me to summarize next. See you soon.